Sunday. Good morning, you sons of bitches. Pardon me for my language. These bastards and the music that they play to make a video for me with my shit ruins my experience. So I'm taking it back out. I like the collected photos, of course. I like using them power weapons on the stone spots. Break the stone up, too, while we're here. I remember that day. We got 9 times of those now. They started growing. That one was in the front in another spot. I'm brown cloaked now. Yeah, I was troubled. I was troubled on that day. But no, don't worry. I'm still just as troubled. I'm just okay with it. Yes. I put myself popping out on pictures. I just messaged my other young man. I wouldn't have thought that my ex would be so evil. You have the time. Or if you're already doing the wilderness, like if you're camping out there and you're doing some fishing and stuff, it's nice. It is nice. It's way to fuck too hot to be out there without any. You gotta really have some shit. You gotta have you big ass thing of water. Just not able to be in that shit with the heat the way that it is. It's just too fucking hot. It'll fucking kill you. You'll stroke out. You don't want to stroke out. Who the fuck wants that? You can't live if you stroke the fuck out. You've effectively died. So, I wondered for a long time how it would be after my dad passed. Because I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know when. And there was no real reason that I had been aware of for why he would even die, because he didn't have a liver that was fucked off like it was until he went to the doctor. Like, seriously, the last time they just said he had a dark spot on it and they wanted to check it out, and they did something and they said he didn't have anything wrong with it other than what was already wrong with it. He had some type of, and I'm just looking at this because I still wonder and want to know if there was possibly something that was missed, or if there was some major advantage that Doom and Death had got that I'm not aware of. And I don't think so. And now with everything that I'm looking at, to like just, if I say study, it could be study. But when I last did come here and was looking for something to do for work, I immediately was able to work right after winning my jail case and then moving out here. Because seriously, I didn't do what they said the way that they said it. They were totally fabricating it to put me behind time, which is not right. It's not right to do that. So how many other areas is the world just basically not
fair or equal? Where does it not measure up? Because things are corrupted, and the system lords have things in such a way as you couldn't do this or that and it be legitimate. You would be not really working towards something. You could be building and making things, making money. I understand that. I'm not talking about that. But I mean something that what you're doing is physically and emotionally making it valid for the reasons to do it. Do you have something like that? I mean, in a career, it's all just money and stuff like that. When I listen to these things where the guy's saying he was a psychiatrist or whatever the fuck, and found out that those entities, the voices from schizophrenia, are actual entity attachments, and that there's nothing about them that is chemical imbalance. They don't test no chemicals when they say you're out of balance or none of that. I don't have any experience with schizophrenia or nothing like that. Not personally. I don't have, well, I've heard a voice, but it's not the negative voice. I've never had any of that. But I've had intrusive thoughts that I knew were not my thoughts, trying to suggest something at a wild ass time. Like the guy said he took his dog out and the dog ran past him, and one of the voices said, "Cut the dog's head off." I'm like, yeah, those I've picked up on those before, because they come out of nowhere. Except being in your head, that's a little bit closer than nowhere if you're in my head. Top of my mustache looks uneven as hell. Unacceptable. Using the back screen recorder function. So I'm just looking at things like that for a second, taking a little moment to pause during the synchronicity to see all the things that are the same, to go forward from there, because I think it's really important to try to get into something that has something that I'm interested in per all these studies, because after I finished the job, that when I came here and I got, the Lord told me, and I'll say that because that's as close as I've got to a voice, because it is a voice, but it didn't harass me or do any of the things those peoples do. It just told me to work on the job I was at till it was done, which I did. And after I got off from that, I was like, what did I do next? It said study. Study? Study what? I've studied everything. Every fucking thing I could look at and want to dive into. I unleashed the mind for a period of 10 years. All the conspiracy, all of it. Looked at it. So I basically come to a conclusion now. And my conclusion is the same to some degree. It's that we're in a fallen world. That albeit limited that our time is here, it's important to change the state of this place. Because as it is, under the conditions that it is, it's just like training. It's not even a valid world to be considering. But this is where we were from. No, it's not. It's not where you're from. This is not where you're from. The conditions here, whatever you have, they're not so important to identify with them as it is you're a soul with some sort of standing to even be here. What to do about it, though, try to find an area that you've learned and know something about, and make your interactions balanced and try to put your actions towards getting that balance back from that area, whatever it is. They all need something. Every area does. To try to, we have to do that. That's all there is to do. Everything else is just the pursuit of what? Money. That's vain. I mean, it's important, of course. You need to do that to live. But what I'm saying is, you know, there's so many ways to go about it after that that are just abominations. So keep in mind. And have a nice day. I'll be back.